All right, welcome. If you've ever been in a tech interview, you know some questions are just different. They're the ones that can really make or break it for you. Well, today we're going to take one of the most common ones and flip it from something you dread into your absolute best moment to shine. Let's do this.
And there it is, that question. Seems simple, right? But oh man, your answer tells the interviewer so much about you. It shows them how you think, how you collaborate, and how seriously you take quality. A so-so answer is a huge red flag, but a really strong one, that's how you stand out from the crowd.
So how do we make your answer amazing? Look, it's not about just rattling off a few Git commands you memorized. It's about showing you understand the whole process, a professional, repeatable workflow. We're going to build that perfect answer together step by step so you can walk into your next interview feeling totally confident. Okay, first things first. A truly great answer doesn't start with code. Nope, it starts with strategy. You want to show the interviewer that you think about the big picture before you dive into the details. That right there shows a ton of maturity and foresight. And the very foundation of a good strategy is a clear branching model. The beauty of this system is that every single branch has one very specific job. You've got your main branch, that's sacred ground, right? It's only for code that is stable and ready for production. Then there's develop, which is like the main hub where all the new stuff gets integrated. All the actual new work, that happens in feature branches, keeping it nice and isolated. And of course, for those urgent production fires, you've got hotfix branches. This separation is everything.
And here's the why behind it all. You're not just following rules for the sake of it. You're doing two incredibly important things at once. You're protecting your production environment by keeping main absolutely pristine, and you're letting your team work on a bunch of different features at the same time without stepping on each other's toes.
Okay, so we've got the strategy down. Now let's make it real. You know, the best way to explain any process is just to tell a story. So let's follow one new feature, from the very first line of code all the way to its final integration.
So the whole workflow kicks off with three simple but really powerful habits. First, you create your own branch just for your feature. This keeps your work totally separate so you don't mess with anyone else. Second, you make small, logical commits. Think of them like breadcrumbs. They leave a really clear trail of what you did and why. And third, you push your changes up often. This backs up your work and lets everyone know what you're up to.
And here's what that looks like in practice. That first command, checkout B, that creates and immediately switches you to your new branch. Then, once you've written some code, you do a commit with a super clear message about what you accomplished. And finally, push sends all that work up to the central repository. It's a simple, clean, and really effective rhythm to get into.
So, the code for our feature is written and it's been pushed. Are we done? Not even close. The next step is maybe the most important one for teamwork and quality. We open a pull request or PR. This isn't just about merging code, it's a formal invitation for your teammates to review your work and collaborate.
A pull request is so much more than a formality. It is a critical quality gate. This is where your teammates jump in. They'll check your code for quality, make sure you wrote the necessary tests, and double-check that your new stuff doesn't accidentally break something else. It's all about working together to keep the standards high.
And you know, a good PR process has this amazing two-for-one benefit. The main goal, of course, is to catch bugs and improve the code. But it's also a fantastic way to share knowledge. Junior devs learn from senior feedback, and everybody on the team gets a better sense of what's happening in different parts of the code. It's a win-win.
You know, clear communication is just vital. And with Git, a lot of that comes down to your commit messages. Using a simple convention like this, with prefixes like feat for feature or fix for a bug fix, makes the project's history so much easier to read. Seriously, 6 months from now when you're trying to track down a bug, you'll thank yourself for having a clean commit history.
All right, so we've talked about the happy path, when everything goes smoothly. But let's be real, development is messy, right? A true professional doesn't just know the ideal workflow, they also have a plan for when things get complicated. They build a safety net.
Merge conflicts. They're going to happen, and they can be a total pain. But the real pro move isn't just knowing how to fix them, it's knowing how to avoid them in the first place. By frequently pulling the latest changes from the develop branch into your own feature branch, you keep everything in sync and deal with any potential conflicts while they're still small and manageable.
Honestly, this one little command, git pull origin develop, if you run it regularly, it's one of the best habits you can possibly build. It's a tiny, proactive step that can save you hours of headaches later. It's the difference between a 5-minute fix and a giant, tangled mess right before a deadline.
And now for the ultimate safety net. Integrating Git with a CI/CD pipeline. This is a game changer. It means every time you push code or open a PR, a whole series of automated checks kick off. The system will build the code, run all the tests, check for style issues, and if anything fails, the merge is automatically blocked. This isn't just about catching bugs. It's like building a fortress around your main branch.
And look, this isn't just theory. I saw this exact strategy work wonders on a real microservices project. By sticking to this workflow, feature branches, solid PR reviews, and automated CI checks, we seriously cut down on the number of times we had to roll back a bad deployment. It kept our production environment stable, which is, the goal. So, we've walked through the whole thing. The strategy, the day-to-day workflow, collaboration, and all the safety nets. Now, the big question is, how do you pack all of that awesome knowledge into one clean, impressive answer for that interviewer? And there it is. That's your gold standard answer. It's confident, it's complete, and it hits every single key point we just talked about. It immediately tells an interviewer, hey, I'm not just someone who writes code. I'm an engineer who thinks about the big picture, who values teamwork, and who is focused on quality.
I mean, just think about everything that's packed into that one sentence. You're showing that you have a strategy. You follow a defined process. You understand the importance of collaboration through code reviews. And your number one goal is ensuring quality and stability. That is a home run.
So there you have it, a complete framework to absolutely nail that Git interview question. But the real learning starts when you actually put this stuff into practice. So I'll leave you with this. Looking at this whole workflow we just discussed, what's the one area you're going to focus on improving in your very next project? Is it cleaner commit messages? Better PRs? That's where you'll really see the growth. Thanks for watching and good luck out there.